Yo, what is good, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second part of What If Itadori Was Noob Saibot. Let's go! Anyways, I hope you guys do enjoy this part. If you do, be sure to like, subscribe, all of that jazz. If you want to leave any comments, suggestions, anything like that, hit them down in the link, or hit them down in the description. All the music, all the links, everything are in the description of the video. So check that out if you want to check out the music, the intro music, anything like that is in the description. So that's that. And yeah, that's pretty much that. So just remember, God is awesome, you guys are too, and let's just get straight into this epic what if. So, you're the one that I'm supposed to be taking down, huh? The little mongrel has been causing all this ruckus. Well, let's get this over and done with, huh? As this happens, Yuji stashes towards the curse, but before it can react, it feels a grip at the top of its head as one of Yuji's shadow clones grabs it. Not an actual shadow clone from Naruto, but like an actual shadow clone, like a clone made out of shadows. You know what I'm talking about from the last part. But yeah, anyway, as that happens, the clone grabs him, or grabs the curse by the top of the skull and slams it into the ground, the head cratering into the concrete, causing it to crack and crumble, with a foot not long after slamming into the curse's skull, cratering it even more. However, Yuji has to jump off the curse before his leg is completely severed, as the curse tried to attack him. But this happening, the other two are completely frozen in fear. Nobara and Megumi aren't sure what to do, but they don't have to, well, think about it for long, as Yuji dashes forward. Yuji dashes forward, jumping up at it and going in for a double roundhouse to the curse's head. However, it goes in for another slicing attack, with the slice being blocked by a kind of clone, as Yuji slams his foot into the curse's head, before then pulling something out of his chest. Some sort of shadowy effect occurring around his chest as a handle appears. As he grabs the handle, and a sickle appears in his hand as he slices down, slicing off the curse's arm as it goes in for a pure energy or cursed energy attack, with Yuji having to dodge back as the energy attack hits him square on, him completely disappearing, with just black mist being, well, a black mist remaining. With this happening, the curse thinks it's won, but that is soon kind of shown to not be the case, as its head is removed from his body, with Yuji slicing down with his sickle, before then plunging one of the shadow's fists straight through the curse's chest and grabbing the finger, ripping it out as the curse explodes into flames and dissipates. The other two are completely surprised, just absolutely baffled, and they're just in awe. Nobara asking him, like, how the hang did you do that? Like, what grade are you? But him just explaining that he's a special grade, it's not that big, is he? And she's just completely baffled, not knowing what, like, she's just completely baffled that this random guy, he's quite cold exterior, but also really friggin' insane, with this being showcased with Yuji the entire time having the biggest grin, just malice-filled grin across his face. Even though you couldn't really see it over the mask, you could just tell that he was enjoying himself far more than he should have. With this, they both head off, meeting up with Ijushi and heading back to the Jujutsu Tech. As they come back, they chill out for a few days, just hanging out really, as they just wait for the next mission or just whatever they have to do next. As they're just chilling out by the steps, they hear a voice call out to them. Hey Megumi, Yuji, and other girl, come over here, we need to talk. As they hear this, they turn around to see Maki, with two others approaching, these being Panda and Toge. Nobara asking who they are, with Megumi explaining that that is Maki Zenin, and that she is a fourth grade sorcerer. However, her skills are definitely a lot higher, her being a master in cursed weapons, etc, etc. And then explaining that Toge Inumaki is a cursed speech user and can't speak properly, with him then explaining that there's Panda, and that's Panda Senpai. And Panda just saying sup, as Nobara's just questioning, are we just going to ignore that you just called Panda Panda? Oh well, as that happens, they then start to talk, with Maki explaining that, well, we've got the sister exchange with Kyoto, and well, we kinda need extra hands. You see, the idiot third grades got themselves expelled, and well, you know, Akatsu is out at the moment, being overseas. So, we need extra hands. So, what about it? You guys want to fight a bunch of other Jujutsu sorcerers? With them just looking at Yuji, and Yuji just shrugging. Him saying, well, anytime I can, well, stick my hands into another person and rip them limb from limb, I'm always happy to fight. The others being extremely grossed out, with Maki just saying, well, yeah, I shouldn't have asked you. That was just a stupid question. Megumi, other girl, you want to go in? Do you want to be a part of it? The other two nodding, thinking that, well, they need to definitely get a lot stronger, since, well, Yuji is leaving them in the dust, really. Him being a special grade already, yeah, it's definitely a motivator. Over the next few days, Yuji spreads out his clones to fight the others for them to train with. Him being able to spread out about 5 or 6 clones at the moment, and spreading them out, as they are quite strong. They're weaker than he is, obviously, but that's obvious. But they're about as strong as the average second grade sorcerer, I'd say, even though having a lot less durability. Them having this, they are able to fight everyone else, but them being spread out for Inumaki to, well, test his cursed speech on, and being able to, well, progress and train it a bit more, so he doesn't have to, well, reach his limit as soon as he does, as this happens. As he does this, he then decides to fight a few others. As this happens, he also decides to fight Saibot as well. Him kind of fighting Saibot, they're pretty much hand in hand. They can't land a single finger on each other. As well, one, they can read each other's thoughts, so that's helpful. But also that, well, they're both at the same skill level, and they know each other's moves to an absolute T. So it's, yeah, it's kind of just more of a dance, really, than an actual fight. After this, he decides to, well, play a little game, getting Maki, Fushiguro, or Megumi, Panda, and Nobara to fight him. Getting Inumaki to fight him would be a bit broken, as Yuji would die. Like, as strong as he is, Inumaki is broken. Even though he can cover up his ears with cursed energy, it's hard to do that. Even though Yuji has had enough skill to do this, it is hard to do that whilst fighting. And once, if he doesn't know it's coming, he could definitely get nailed by one of Inumaki's cursed speech. Kind of, one of his cursed words. So, it's more just the others versus him. As this happens, he tells them to begin, with Maki immediately jumping up and slamming, her kind of bow staff towards Yuji. However, he simply just leans his head to the right and dodges it before grabbing it and throwing her across the field, with one of the nails sent by Nobara about to pierce him. He just quickly dodges and slaps it away before two demon dogs, or one of the demon dogs, because the other one got destroyed, the demon dog preparing to attack him. With this happening, he dodges and punches it straight in the side, completely exploding it and turning it into its normal melted state. As well, he doesn't want to kill the poor thing, as it's Yuji's demon dog. So, as that happens, he then jumps back, preparing for another attack, as Panda slams his fist down, with Yuji only just dodging it. After this, he then jumps up, doing pretty much a kind of a backflip kick, kicking Panda straight in the chin, before then doing a back kick, sending him flying back and hitting Maki as she was trying to jump up, slamming them both back. As this happens, Fushiguro then goes in for another attack, trying to go hand to hand with him while also summoning up his demon dog totality. With this, Yuji has to dodge two attacks while having to also dodge nails. As this is happening, Yuji is dodging and weaving before then grabbing Fushiguro and swinging him, hitting the demon dog with Fushiguro and sending him flying back before appearing in front of Nobara and grabbing her by the shoulder. I win. With this, Nobara tries to swing at him, but he disappears before then kicking her in the back of the knee, putting her, kind of slamming her back on her knees, forcing her onto her knees, before then grabbing the hammer and, toy hammer, and donking her lightly on the head, before then explaining that, he wins. Safe to say, he kind of just bodied them all. So, yeah, and also with no cursed energy, so that's even worse. So, as this happens, he trains them up a lot better. Him training them up in hand-to-hand combat, with Inumaki being able to train up his voice and his speech by using it on the different clones. Also using it on him as well, but also not killing him. But this, Yuji is walking along with the second years, talking about the Kyoto Principle and, Principal Gakuganji, and how they're going to be arrive and talking about the event. And how a couple of students are supposed to be there with him to pretty much be a guard, apparently, even though Gakuganji is pretty strong on his own right, but anyway, they've got a couple of students on their way. As they're talking, however, they then see something in their peripheral vision, seeing that there is black dust and black kind of mist where Yuji used to be. With this over with Megumi and Nobara, Todo is about to clothesline Megumi as his arm immediately stops. With this, he looks to his right and see Yuji standing there with his hand against the arm. Getting a bit stronger. That's nice. But yeah, it's not enough to beat me, Aoi Todo. But this, Todo grins and prepares to go in for another punch, preparing to punch Yuji. However, Yuji just turns around and catches it before twisting his arm and slamming his face directly into the wall. I wouldn't recommend it. A lot of my peers tell me I'm a bit psychopathic, really. I can't see it, you know? I wouldn't enjoy anything more than to snap your arm in multiple different places, but, well, that's just me. As this, they then hear somebody yelling, "Stop, stop, 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 Yuji, do not break his arm." But this, Yuji lets go. Alright. I was just testing him, really. Well, I heard that, the Yuji Fushiguro, the 5th, or I guess the 4th special grade now. The 4th special grade, the first year special grade was strong, but this didn't expect him to be this strong. Wow, you've got a strong grip. Anyway, we gotta get going. Yeah, anyway, I gotta get going with, I gotta see an idol, really. So, as this is explained, they head off. But they pretty much talk about that before they head off, with Mai heading off with Todo. And they're pretty much standing there a little bit baffled, not really knowing what to do. Them just turning to Yuji and Megumi just completely in shock. Bro, like, Yuji, you are actually, I know we're all a bit insane, but you're just on a whole different level. Like, I think you actually need help. No, I need help. No. Megumi, I don't need help. I'm fine. I'm totally fine. I am as fine as any person could be. As he's explaining this, however, he hears feels his phone in his pocket buzzing as he pulls it out. Oh, it's Gojo Sensei, as he kind of, picks up and puts his phone to his ear before a few seconds later disappearing into mist. With this, Gojo, we kind of skip to Gojo and Ijichi and a couple others as Yuji appears in the room with Gojo, Yaga and Ijichi turning, with Gojo explaining to him about the 2 special grades and, well, how they were working together, 2 special grades working together, and one of them was quite strong, I guess. I mean, in curse standards, in kind of his standards, they're all weak. I mean, Yuji is weak in his standards as well. He's getting up there. He's definitely getting up there, but he can't still land a finger on him, so yeah. But anyway, he explains that, well, since he's the only other special grade there, and even though he's a student, they talk about it. And they kind of talk about it, they leave, and start talking about different things, really, before they then arrive to Gakuganji's room, with Gojo walking in and Yuji teleporting away. 1 month later, we skip to Gojo and Yuji meeting up with the 1st grade sorcerer, Kaito Nanami. Gojo explaining to Yuji that this is Kaito Nanami. I'm pretty sure you've met him before, suit turn sorcerer, all of that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you've met him before. He's a pretty nice guy, he's pretty cool. But yeah, you're pretty much here to, how could I really explain it? We're here to talk about your, entire mental situation. You see, you're a bit insane. Really? Like, that's the best way to explain it, Yuji. Oh yeah, I definitely know I'm insane. Like, I'm a psychopath, definitely. I mean, we're all psychopaths, really. Apart from Nanami, he's a special case. But the rest of us, we're all psychopaths. Like, we're just different. We're a different breed, really. But I don't see what you're meaning. Like, I'm perfectly normal. It's perfectly normal to want to kill someone, isn't it? No. It's definitely not. Actually, no. Some people it might be. Some people it might be wanting to kill. Like me, the higher ups, I definitely want to murder all of them. But you see, it's not, fine to nearly snap the first grade and strongest sorcerer at Kyoto Tech's arm. It's not great to do that. So, anyway, you're here to pretty much be with Nanami. So treat him with respect. He is your elder. And technically he's... No, actually no. Technically you're his superior. No. He can be your superior for now. You're now a semi first grade. You are now... I'm demoting you to semi first grade. So you can, well, be a bit more learningness. Anyway, that's pretty much me. I will see you guys later. So, yeah. Anyway, have fun. As this is kind of explained, Yuji and Nanami then head off to investigate a few murders at a movie theater. A strange case where they're completely deformed and just horrifying, really. Yuji doesn't care, like, if it hasn't been explained already, this man he's gone over the edge. He's in dire need of mental help. So, yeah, that's why he's with Nanami. I can also add in this entire arc without it being completely just, why is this arc here? I can add in this arc and, yeah, there you go. But yeah, anyway, so this all happening, them arriving and Yuji being pretty much just not worried about it at all, really. With them arriving, they look around with Yuji immediately pointing out the curse energy residuals, and they decide to follow it as they walk around following the residuals to finally arriving to a sort of baseball game simulator. It's quite strange. As they arrive, kind of walking around, they see two cursed spirits. Nanami immediately ordering them to take them down. But this, Yuji appears right above the curse and slamming his fist directly into its head before then smacking it across the back as it starts to catch on fire before completely erupting in flames, black flames, as Yuji just explains, well, calls out the name of the technique, cursed flames, as it starts to burn up. It being quite strange, cursed flames kind of having a strange ability. It creates it's strange. It doesn't hurt the actual body. It's not burning it or anything. It's just attacking the soul. As he can actually, if I didn't explain this earlier, he can like drag the soul out of a person's body with his cursed flames and pull it into himself, gaining more power for clones. Yeah, he's a bit psychopathic, if I haven't explained. But yeah, so that all pretty much happening. Yuji's catching the thing on fire. It's being kind of screaming out in pain before Nanami calls out, Itadori! Oh, not Itadori. Fushiguro, stop! Yuji turning and the flames immediately disappearing. It's Nanami walks up, showing him a picture of the curse on his phone, which Yuji's a bit confused. It's, how can it show up? Like, curses can't be taken photos or recorded, right? None of that stuff works. My thoughts exactly. So, how is this? I'm not sure. My best thoughts are, they're humans. Transfigured humans, but they're human. Yuji being kind of surprised, however, it doesn't shake him. him immediately incinerating the kind of, I guess, what would you call them? The morphed human, and yeah, kills it immediately. In which Nanami explains, well, that was definitely the best course of action, as it's the only way, as it was the best way to put it out of its misery. A few days later, Yuji is pretty much sent with Iichi to talk with the only other, well, person or witness at the incident. This man being Junpei Yoshino. As Yuji walks up to his house, seeing that Junpei is talking to his teacher, as Yuji approaches, asking them what's going on, in which the teacher kind of yells at him, explaining that, well, why are you being, like, what are you doing here? Can't you see this is a sensitive topic? We're talking about the deaths of his friends here. But before he could really finish his sentence, he gets a punch straight to the face. The guy's nose being, well, kind of bloodied, as he kind of falls to the ground in fear, really, before running away. With this, Junpei is just standing there in complete shock and kind of fear before he starts backing away. Alright, okay, Junpei, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna hurt you unless you answer this incorrectly. I mean, firstly, I know you probably didn't hurt those guys at the, what was it, the movie theater. I know you didn't hurt them. I also know that you didn't really care about them at all. I mean, it's riddled all over your face, a look of indifference. So, yeah, pretty much, not gonna lie, what happened there? I'm getting straight to the point. What happened at the movie theater? Junpei being kind of surprised as he's wondering what's going on, as Yuji explains that, well, that was the work of a curse, and, well, if he wasn't the one that did it, it was definitely the work of a curse, and asks who was at the incident. Junpei explaining that it was this nice guy called Mahito, and yeah, he's pretty cool. He has this weird patchwork face, but he's fine, he's a nice guy. And Yuji just explains, well, no matter what, stay away from him, no matter the cost. This man is dangerous and will probably kill you, so definitely don't get close to him. However, before he could hear anything else from Junpei, he senses something, as he sent a clone with Nanami to make sure nothing went wrong. He senses danger. Before the clone is obliterated, Yuji immediately teleports to its last known location, completely disappearing from Junpei's line of vision. He then hears Nanami state the following: "Unfortunately for you, I'm gonna have to go into overtime." As Yuji can sense his mass amount of cursed energy skyrocket as he has wrappings around his hand. With this, Yuji kind of puts his hand out in front of Nanami as he appears in front of him. "Itadori, what are you doing? We have to exercise this curse." "Yeah, but just a sec, Nanami. I'm just gonna have a quick talk with them." "So, you're the patchwork face guy I heard about. Apparently your name is Mahito or something like that. I don't know. That's what Junpei said. Anyway, I'm gonna have to, well, not gonna lie, gonna have to kind of exercise you to, well, put him at ease, take him out of danger, take my boss out of danger, etc., etc. You know the drill. It's pretty obvious. But anyway, I'm gonna have to kill you. Don't you mean to exercise Jujutsu? But before he could really say anything else, he feels a punch straight to the face. Ha! That's not gonna work. And this is kind of, before he could really finish his sentence, he starts spitting blood. Mahito completely surprised, and he gets a kick straight to the face before he is punched, kicked, and pretty much being double teamed by Yuji and a couple other clones. But this, it is, well, he's unable to do anything with him not being able to really attack. But as this, well, it's fight back, but as this is happening, he slams his hand against one of the spirits, or one of the shadows, but it doesn't do anything. Mahito completely surprised as he gets another punch straight to the face, the other shadows absorbing into Yuji as the punch connects, sending Mahito flying. With this, Yuji dashes up, jumping up, and prepares to hit Mahito again. However, he dodges, with Yuji jumping down and preparing to attack again. However, Mahito grabs him on the side. Gotcha. However, with this, he is then absorbed. Or not absorbed, but his consciousness goes somewhere else. His consciousness is in complete darkness. He's not sure what's going on, as all he can see is a figure. A figure made out of darkness with glowing and beaming purple eyes as it looks down at him. You dare to touch my host. I may not care for him, but I'm not gonna let you touch my soul as well. And since our souls are attached, well, I'm not gonna give you another chance. But this, he gets pretty much forced out of Yuji's soul as he's sent flying back, slamming into a wall with blood kind of just puking out of his mouth. And Yuji decides to finish it. Slamming his hand slams his hands into the ground before screaming or calling out, "Maximum technique, blackout," as an explosion of black mist and smoke covers the entire area. It pretty much covers and encases the entire room, kind of messing him up. It's completely blacking out the entire room, as it's impossible to see. But this, a clone grabs onto Nanami and teleports him away, with Yuji dashing forward and slamming into Mahito, grabbing him by the face and slamming it again and again and again, before then pretty much creating a big energy orb made of darkness and launches it at Mahito. With this, the Mahito kind of dodges the explosion or the giant energy ball as it hits the wall behind him and blasts apart the wall. With this, it completely collapses on top of Mahito and Yuji walks away, with Mahito pretty much escaping the same way as he did. With this, a few days later, Yuji hears a call as he hears about that Junpei is attacking, or something is happening at the school. So Yuji arriving at the school, going through the curtain, realizing that that's probably a trap, but, well, not gonna lie, he doesn't care. So he rushes in, seeing Junpei about to attack, or with all the students pretty much being collapsed on the ground, as a giant jellyfish is holding up one of the other students, poisoning it. Yoshino, what are you doing? Junpei turning towards him. Oh, Fushiguro, right? Well, these guys deserved it. Don't play dumb and pretend that you actually cared about me. Because I know you didn't. You're right, I really didn't care about you. That's the thing, though. I don't care about anyone. That's a problem. I don't have much emotions. The only thing I really have is a psychopathic drive to kill people. So, for that to not be aimed at you, I'm going to have to ask you to stop right now. Junpei nods, believing him, and yells out, "Moondrakes!" as the jellyfish dashes towards, or it sends its spiked tentacles towards Yuji, but them being blasted apart before they can even get close, with two kind of shadows or shadow clones appearing outside of him. But this, Junpei is completely surprised as he feels a whack on the back of his neck. Junpei doesn't know what's happening as he starts falling unconscious before one of the shadows, this being Saibot himself, grabs Junpei and pretty much holds him as he's knocked out. What should I do with him? I'll just put him somewhere safe, hopefully. But yeah, anyway, take him out to a different place. I'll sort out whatever is happening here. Saibot just nodding as Yuji starts walking around. The other students being knocked out completely as he decides to walking around the different halls before he then hears clapping. Yuji Fushiguro, it's nice to see you again. Quite being honest, I'm not surprised that you took care of Junpei so quickly, but yeah, truth be told, I kinda wanted to transfigure him, you know, would have been quite an experience seeing what would have happened. Yuji just looking at him square in the eyes. Mahito kind of getting a little bit of a shiver down his spine. But don't tell me you actually cared for him. No, I didn't. I don't care about anyone. So, yeah, not gonna lie, I kinda just want to kill you. I kinda got a boiling rage inside of me for some reason, and since you're here, that's gonna be fun. As this happens, Yuji appears right behind Mahito and slams his fist directly into the back of Mahito's skull, sending him flying out the window as he smashes through. However, before Mahito can even land, Yuji appears right above him and pretty much drop kicks him directly into the ground, him causing a massive explosion and causing a giant crater in the ground, before he then catches another fist straight to the face. But this, Mahito can only dodge and transfigure himself to dodge his attacks. He's not sure what to do. He's completely overwhelmed, really. Yuji is a lot more serious than he was last time. Was he just playing with him? Yuji just attacks more and more and more. Him using multiple different attacks, using his different sickles and other things. Him pulling out a sickle out of his chest and slicing at Mahito and doing other attacks. Him sending blasts of kind of dark energy towards him, and he can't do anything. Mahito can't do anything at kind of Yuji, or can't do anything to Yuji at all. But he is quickly stopped in his tracks as Yuji finally hits his target, landing a shadow ball directly at Mahito's chest, sending him flying back. Mahito is preparing to use his ability again, but he can't. Him screaming like, "What did you do? What happened? Why can't I transfigure myself? Why can't I use my curse technique?" Yuji just laughing. Well, you see, That's an ability of mine. I can cancel out or scramble curse energy for short periods of time, but that's enough to kill you. As he cracks his knuckles and dashes, slamming his elbow directly in Mahito's kind of abdomen, sending him flying before then doing another spinning roundhouse kick, sending Mahito flying back into the ground. With this, he's preparing to end him before a rainbow dragon appears right in front of him, slapping him backwards. Oh, what's this? No. No, it's impossible. You're dead. That's only one person I know has that ability. As this happens, someone lands down in front of Mahito. Yuji Itadori, you've become a real pain in my good accomplice's side. No, that's impossible. You're dead, Ghetto. With him revealing Suguru Ghetto in front, him smiling at Yuji. Yuji just not knowing what to do. He's standing there in complete shock. Over at the other kind of side of the school, Saibot meets up with Nanami, passing Junpei over to him, as Saibot then runs back, appearing, or pretty much fusing back into Yuji, with Ghetto kind of shouting out at him, Yuji Yuji Fushiguro. As much as I admired your tenacity and strength, gotta say, you really were a pain in the ass. You may have been nice for, my host, really, for Ghetto, but for me, you're nothing more than a tool. Yuji, hearing this, is just scowls, him grabbing his mask and grabbing it and gripping it, pulling it off, down slightly. You bastard. I'm gonna kill you. You took over his body. No one is allowed to do this. With this, he puts back on his mask and appears right in front of Ghetto, grabbing him by the face and slamming him to the ground, before Saibot grabs him by the arms, flings him around and slams him down, before then Ghetto gets a massive kick, sending him flying into a wall. With this, Mahito tries to get up again, preparing to attack Yuji. However, Yuji ain't having it, as he just grabs Mahito by the throat and pulls him down, slamming him into the ground, before then grabbing a sickle and preparing to stab it straight into Mahito's throat. However, the sickle is blasted out of his hand by multiple different cursed spirits. With this, Yuji turns around and dashes towards Ghetto, or Kenjaku, the brain. This is kind of spoilers, but yeah. Anyway, with this, Yuji dashes towards Ghetto and pretty much starts beating on him, throwing combo moves after combo moves at him. Ghetto ain't able to do anything before then throwing him towards Mahito and slamming them both together, putting them both on the ground. Yuji is preparing to end them all, walking up to them both menacingly, before Mahito smiles. This is the end for you now. Yoiki Tenkai, Jinhei Endonka. As he says this, some strange hand signs appear in Mahito's mouth, as black hands form around Yuji and all around all three of them, putting all three of them into Mahito's domain. With this, Yuji scowls. You think this is enough to hold me back? Mahito just smiling. Oh, I know that you've got that strange demon inside of you, but Soon, at some point, I'll be able to overwhelm it. No. I'm gonna have to kill you and destroy your domain while I'm at it. Yoiki Tenkai. With Yuji scowling, Saibot appears behind him. Him just putting up a hand sign, Horde of Oblivion. With this hand, or giant shadow puppets and shadow clones fly out of Yuji, just crawling out of him as they start crawling at Mahito, crawling all around the domain, as they are then trapped in Yuji's domain, with pretty much them all being surrounded by millions of shadow puppets or shadow clones. As they start falling out of the walls, they start getting swamped. Both Mahito and Ghetto are completely shocked. They're being completely swarmed by these shadow clones. They can't fight back. As they try to fight back, Yuji is just smiling maliciously. He is enjoying this, watching them die, watching them being ripped apart by his clones. However, the domain is quickly interrupted as something disrupts it. Another figure smashes through the top of the domain. This being Nanami. Nanami smashing down into the domain and sending hundreds of roots all around, completely shattering it. Before she even lands, her quickly grabbing the other two who are torn apart and mangled and on the brink of death, really. Like, if Mahito was a human, he'd be dead, and Ghetto he ain't doing well. So they quickly run off, with Yuji just walking towards, kind of hobbling him, him just limping towards and walking slowly. No, come back. I haven't finished killing you yet. Come back! Come back! Come back! Please! With this, he then falls to his knees, crying his eyes out. With this, he then turns around, preparing to stab whoever's behind him. However, he then sees Nanami, who grabs him on the shoulder. With this, they then head off, Yuji walking out as they arrive to Jujutsu High. Yuji then sees Junpei there, sleeping in his room, contemplating how his life is going to be. With his mother being dead, he doesn't know where to go forward from here. And Yuji, even though he's psychotic, still wants to help him out. And that is the end of the second part. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, all of that jazz. Remember, everything down in the description, all the links and everything. Yeah, just check that all out. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, so that's pretty much that. If you guys want to leave a comment or anything, leave a comment on the video or anything like that. That'd be cool. If you want to critique, ask anything or anything like that, comment descriptions there. I see all the comments, so I will definitely see your comment, and if it's not daft and stupid, I'll probably reply. So yeah, that's pretty much that. And yeah, I'm not going to drag this out for very long, so that's pretty much that. If you guys do want to see more, be sure to let me know. The next video should be Sub-Zero Itadori. That should be coming out soon. Soon in my books aren't good since I am so inconsistent. But yeah, anyway, you should be seeing it quite soon. But anyway, this is the second out of 3 parts, and I hope you guys do enjoy it. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember, God is awesome, you guys are too. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Peace.